We will now proceed with the startup session comprising of a keynote speech by Mr. Rajendran Dandapani, President at Zoho Schools of Learning, a panel discussion on the theme Fostering Sustainable Business Practices, Opportunities and Way Forward. This session brings together visionary founders, innovators, and leaders from some of India's most dynamic startup ecosystem.
Before we proceed with the startup panel, we are honored to have Mr. Rajendran Dandapani, our President at Zoho Schools of Learning, who will be delivering his keynote address. Mr. Rajendra Dandapani is a seasoned technology leader, entrepreneur, and education reformer with over 2 decades of experience in building scalable products and teams. After graduating from IIT Madras, he became the part of founding team at Zoho Corporations, playing a key role in its early journey. He later spent 7 years at Zerago, Asia's leading new age marketing technology firm, serving as Chief Algorithms Officer and managing large-scale engagements for clients such as Citibank and SIFI. Rejoining Zoho in 2004, Mr. Rajendran today wears multiple hats. He leads mobile engineering at Zoho, building apps for over 45 million users worldwide, and serves as president of Zoho Schools of Learning, a pioneering alternative to conventional college education. A TEDx speaker and technology evangelist, he actively shares insights on technology, careers, and future of learning while strongly advocating a skills-first approach to education.
May I now request Mr. Rajendran Dandapani to kindly come up on stage. May I also request Dr. Sachin Modgil, faculty in charge, entrepreneurship and area chair, operation management and quantitative techniques, to felicitate and welcome Mr. Dandapani.
Thank you, sir. Sir, may I now request you to please deliver the keynote address.
If you open up your browser on your smartphone and search for a particular guy by named Chief Seattle, that's the origin story for Seattle, the place, and look for quotes by him, you will see sentences like, when the green hills are covered with talking wires and the wolves no longer sing, what good will the money you paid for our land be then? He's a Red Indian, he is a Native American, and he's talking to these Britishers who have come to America and are trying to buy their land. Like a man who has been dying for many days, a man in your city is numb to the stench. Teach your children what we have taught our children, that the earth is our mother. Whatever befalls the earth, befalls the sons of the earth. If men spit upon the ground, they spit upon themselves. And this is my favorite. Man did not weave the web of life. He is merely a strand in it. Whatever he does to the web, he does to himself. We are an internet company. The web plays a very important role in Zoho. So whatever he does to the web, he does to himself. You talk about tech for net zero. Net zero, there are many interpretations of it. There is a carbon footprint somewhere. There is a global warming somewhere. There is a sustainability angle to it. I simply put it down as, can we look at net zero for the customer? It need not be you make money by making the customer go through a loss. Can it be a win-win? Can it first be net zero? Can you make enough profit while also letting the customer live on so that he or she pays you next year also. That's net zero again. I brought some slides to share with you. And these are sustainability efforts that we have been chasing without realizing they are sustainability efforts. Probably that's the best way to do things. You don't embrace GDPR because the government forces you to, or DPDP because the government forces you to, but because that's the right thing to do. That's the only fair thing to do. And by the way, the law requests it, the law expects it. That's another way to approach it. That's Zoho. They've been around 30 years now, about 20,000 employees, 56 different applications that work well with each other, 100 million users, $1 billion in revenue, 3 lakh plus organizations, large and small, medium, large enterprises use our software. But along the way, some interesting changes happened. I'm here to take you through them. COVID made this happen. What you're going to see now is a series of photographs that I collected 3 days ago, believe it or not. I sent my colleagues. I am presenting at an event. Net zero and sustainability and rural is the theme. Can you supply me with photographs? They just stepped out of their office, that campus, and they sent me photographs. I couldn't show them all. I have curated a collection. COVID made this happen. When COVID happened, everybody started working from home. And then when COVID kind of subsided, instead of all of them coming back to work in the central headquarters in our cosmopolitan city, Chennai, we said, why can't you continue where you are? Let's identify a little location, an office, a company that's gone out of business, a wedding hall that's been repurposed, any place where you can get a group of people together, and shall we start an office there? That's what you're seeing here. 45 different rural offices they created. Some of them were schools that have gone out of business, restaurants, a wedding hall that had run out of business. We repurposed them all and created a software company from rural India. 45 different locations. Interesting offshoot of this, women started getting opportunities. Our ratio of men to women in our company is much higher in terms of women for every group of men. That ratio is much higher simply because typically women don't want to shift their location and they sacrifice their career because they stay in the same place that they were born, they studied in. Here, there was an opportunity for these girls, for these women to become a software engineer right where they learned that skill. It was really helpful. So many families, grandparents wrote emails to us. They said, thanking us, saying, now our son is coming home for weekends. Now we are able to have family get-togethers simply because it's not 3 days away, 2 days away, a flight away for the little kid who is now in a software company to be with grandpa, grandma, mom, dad, ailing mom, dad sometimes. The mental tension was also reduced, all because we set up an office in their rural locality. An important thing about rural is even AC charges can go down because you don't need an air-conditioned. By the way, AC is not for employees. AC is for the hardware. Yeah, you need a clean environment, dust-free environment. You have to close all the windows. You cannot continue, so you put an AC. And here, because we were all a cloud-based company, everything was edge computing. We were able to set up real vernacular environments like these that are not very different from the veranda of our grandma's house or our grandpa's house. Renovation was also key. So many of these bungalows, these old, I don't know what word in Hindi is there for that, but the Khandani bungalow, that's now not used at all. It's just that security guard who keeps it open. And then the family has left for the US. The children have gone to the cities. This is sitting there collecting dust, slowly dilapidating. It's becoming a ghost bungalow almost. So many such bungalows were available for us. We adopted them. Instead of making them a steel and glass monstrosity, we retained that architectural heritage. The employees helped us because they were localites. They helped us and they said, we will take care of it. That was a very good plus point. It is still high tech. The kind of work that gets done there, the software that gets done there is truly high tech. But because we are a cloud company, all our data is up there in the cloud. Our customers don't need to see us working because they are all around the world. All they need to have is a video connection or an internet connection. That's taken care of. You can work from wherever you are. That's something we pulled off. We also were able to catch them younger because we were in places where there were schools nearby. We went to those schools. We gave them guidance about high technology, career options available. We always believe ability, talent is equally distributed around the countryside. It is the opportunity that is unevenly distributed. If you are in a city, you get more opportunities. But if you are born to a poor family, in a rural village where the focus is truly typically on agriculture, most of the opportunities are automatically shut out. So we thought, rather than try and create more opportunities to these kids who are so-called entitled in the cities, can we go offer those to those students who are equally qualified, equally able and capable? All they miss is the experience, the exposure, and the opportunity. That was a Zara Hatke kind of move, and we really benefited from it. And it is one of the sustainable things to do. Who wants to make Bengaluru even more crowded and trafficked than it is today? Who wants to do that? Who wants to add even more smog to Delhi? Ask those questions and automatically you will realize this is a viable, valid, easy to adopt solution. Human intelligence was also important because AI is one of the hidden monsters when it comes to net zero. And the cost of every query, every time they say, when you type thank you to a very good answer ChatGPT has given you, they are advising you not to say thank you. Because that's another processing effort for me. I could have lit a bulb for one day in a rural home, they say. That's how much the cost is. So when such calculations are conveniently forgotten, we have an AI called Zia, which is completely business focused, but completely made in Zoho and hence completely privacy and protected. So Zia, we call it Zoho's intelligent agent. The Zia agent is built in such a way that it tries to only be a co-intelligence. It doesn't take over the intelligent work from you. Instead, it lets you always, they call it human in the loop. You always will be there taking the decisions, taking the crucial decision switches. We will provide you with data. We will provide you with insights, but that final call to action will be done by the human. It's quite far from the madding crowd, and hence automatically you get a lot of time. So many of us think when somebody asks you, what are your office timings? We count it from when we get out of home to when we reach back home. But there is a null time called commute involved. The actual working time is when you enter office and when you exit office. Here, the commute time was near zero. They were able to just step out of home, catch a little share auto or taxi, pay $2, $3. Imagine paying $2 for your commute every day. That's what they were able to do. And one key decision the company took was, we will not calibrate the salary of the employee based on the cost of living of the locality they were living in, which automatically made living in the rural area a bonanza for each employee. Such amazing facilities. So many girls, when they came to the city, they complained, hair loss. Okay, that's not a problem for me, but hair loss, they said. Because the water is different. There are so many chemicals and all that. Another person said, I miss my mom's food, my cuisine. All of these, when taken care of, they also lend a layer of an inner satisfaction that a company cannot ever provide. It has to come from the inside. When an employee becomes happy, the customer that employee serves automatically becomes happy. So you don't need a diktat from above saying you have to be net zero. You have to comply to these sustainability laws or these guidelines from the United Nations. It's goddamn plain common sense is what I'm trying to say. You also get to mentor youngsters, so many graduates who are jobless, who are not doing anything. Because we have these large offices set up with spare space, we invite them, graduates without a job. In Tamil, we call them VIPs. Velai illa pattadari. Means, yeah. Oh, you understand Tamil? Okay. You got it? Context? Okay. So they are people who are graduates without a job. We invite them, set up one-on-one. They get to do real work, learn in the battlefield, and 50% of them join us because they like the culture. It all starts by one person, in this case, this guy. He wants to go back. He's a senior employee, 15 years old in the company, wants to go back to the roots, work with the family, work with the locality, work with the teacher that taught him computer science. And then he says, can I? And he says, I have an acre of land, or I know a friend who has an old building. That's how it starts. 45 stories like those have started and happened like this. I think this is the last slide. And I have two videos to play for you. One is 2 minutes long. The other is 9 minutes long. They also tell a story about sustainability in Zoho. And then we can probably enter the panel discussion. The first one. This is our campus in Chennai.
At Manage Engine, we build software that helps enterprises get their work done. But today, we are not here to talk about that. This is all about the work we don't talk about often.
All this is inside our campus, a software company.
The kind that doesn't make it to our press releases. Yet, it's some of the work we are proudest of. It all started with a seed of thought, and over time, we grew a forest in the middle of our Chennai campus. Now, a 5-minute walk from our desks takes us to the middle of the woods, the birds, the trees, and all the calm. Further south in Tamil Nadu, we built a solar farm that powers parts of our day. Speaking of farms, our offices, be it in Texas or Tenkasi, are surrounded by fields, farms, and grazing cattle. With all the green around us, we thought it would be nice to have some water bodies to replenish the groundwater. So we built a few of those too. As all of this grew around us, we grew mindful of the little things. Little things like how we commute to office. Most of us take the office bus and cycle around the campus because it's easier and honestly nicer. We have become mindful of how we use water and install sensors to track its usage. And when we say we have become mindful of the little things, we truly mean it. And that's why even the swag we hand out at events is sustainably sourced. We know we are not perfect. We are still learning, and there is a long way to go. But this is who we are, and it matters a lot to us. Even though it's work we don't talk about often. Happy World Sustainability Day.
So those are scenes from a real office in Chennai and in Tenkasi. You saw those hens, they lay the eggs, we eat omelette. So it's upward vertical integration, you could say. The next one is a longer story. It is not, it's fabricated. It's a theme that aligns with our value. It is not real, but I loved the story. I'm sure you will too. Shall we?
मूसलाधार वर्षा के कारण राज्य की नदियां उफान पर है, जिससे बाढ़ आने की संभावना है। इसलिए भारतीय मौसम विभाग ने इन क्षेत्रों के लिए रेड अलर्ट जारी किया है, जो एक चिंता का
बाबा,
विषय है। तटीय इलाकों में
वापस आ जाऊंगा बाबा।
सुरक्षित स्थानों पर जाने की चेतावनी।
मिट्टी की खुशबू से कहाँ दूर तू चल पड़ा रे, मेरी गोदी में तेरे सपने पल रहे हैं, तू आसमां।
क्या हुआ काका, ये भी चला गया?
क्यों गया जड़ों को अपनी भूल, क्यों हुआ तू अपनों से दूर।
हर एक गांव की एक प्रथा होती है। इस गांव में अगर लड़के का जन्म होता है तो पत्थर के गरुड़ की पूजा करके उसे अपने घर ले जाकर गाड़ दिया जाता है, और फिर अगर बच्चे बड़े होकर गांव छोड़कर दूसरी जगह चले जाते हैं तो उस पत्थर को घर से निकालकर वापस मंदिर में स्थापित कर दिया जाता है।
This guy is a real employee in our company. He acted.
बाबा, अरे रवि। और दीदी कैसी हैं आप?
ठीक हूँ बेटा।
चलो घर चलिए। मुंसामी दादा।
तू कब आया रे?
अभी आया दादा, शाम को आकर आपसे मिलता हूँ, ठीक है? चलिए
मिलता हूँ भाई, मिलते हैं। हाँ।
शांति।
मेरा राजा बेटा, कितना दुबला हो गया है तू।
हाँ, 5 किलो बढ़ा लूं फिर भी तुझे मैं दुबला ही लगूंगा।
तेरी आरती तो कर लूं।
अम्मा।
हाँ क्या बेटा?
मुझे विदेश जाने का ऑफर मिला है।
क्या बेटा, शहर ही इतना दूर है, तू और दूर जाने की बात कर रहा है।
माँ, जाऊंगा तो वही रहूंगा क्या? वापस आऊंगा ना तेरे पास।
जो भी चाहता है यही बोलता है।
शांति।
हाँ?
अरे जाने दो उसे। शहर जाकर तुम्हारे वास्ते फ्रिज लिया ना, विदेश जाकर 60 इंच का टीवी भी भेजेगा।
मुझे पढ़ाया ही क्यों?
तू आता जाता रहे, ऐसी नौकरी नहीं मिलेगी क्या? फिर बेटा, हमारी भी तो अब उम्र हो रही है।
अरे हम बूढ़े हो रहे हैं तो क्या, तेरे वॉकिंग के लिए अच्छे जूते और मेरा बीपी चेक करने के लिए स्मार्ट वॉच ले आएगा ना।
काका, काका, स्वामी दादा के पैर में चोट लगी है, बहुत खून बह रहा है।
अभी मैं आपकी पट्टी कर देती हूँ, पर चाचा हर 3 दिन में इसे बदलना पड़ेगा। घर में कौन है देखभाल करने के लिए?
बेटा, पूरा गांव जानता है मैं अकेला हूँ। मेरे बच्चे सब शहर में बस गए हैं।
आज के बच्चों को शहर जाने का मोह है।
अगर आपके जमाने के लोग पढ़ लिख कर गाँव में ही व्यवसाय करते तो आज की पीढ़ी रोजगार के लिए शहर ही क्यों जाती?
कंपनी वाले बोलते हैं यहाँ प्रतिभा नहीं है, और यहाँ के प्रतिभाशाली बच्चे बोलते हैं यहाँ नौकरी नहीं है। पता नहीं ये सब कब बदलेगा।
चाचा, जापान जर्मनी जैसे देशों में भी छोटे छोटे गांवों में अपने ऑफिस खोले हैं। हमारे देश में भी इसकी शुरुआत हो गई है।
पता नहीं, मैंने तो बस हर बाप को अपने ऊपर पत्थर रखकर अपनी कमर तोड़ते ही देखा है।
फिर मैं मेरे आइडियाज का क्या करूं? कूड़े में फेंक दूं?
सक्सेस के लिए सोच जरूरी है। आज के टेक्नोलॉजी के लिए जगह जरूरी नहीं है, वो तो कहीं से भी हो सकता है। जो कहीं से भी हो सकता है तो यहां से क्यों नहीं?
अपने गांव की किस्मत तू संवार, ला दे तू खुशहाली की बहार, सबके दिल में भर दे यही याद। ओ मिलके आज बदले ये हालात, कच्ची सोच को दे आकार, सपनों को तू कर दे साकार, अब रुकना नहीं।
सक्सेस के लिए सोच जरूरी है, जगह जरूरी नहीं है।
पढ़ाई लिखाई दुनियादारी समझने के लिए होती है, हमारी जड़ें भुलाने के लिए नहीं।
जड़ों से जुड़े रहकर भी आसमान छुआ जा सकता है। अपनी मिट्टी को भूले बिना भी इतिहास लिखा जा सकता है। पहला कदम थोड़ा मुश्किल लगता है, मगर जड़ों से जुड़कर भी सफलता के शिखर छुए जा सकते हैं।
That's the same goal we have in Zoho, to create a rebirth of our villages. So our primary challenge is to prevent the topsoil erosion, which sucks our talent from rural areas and sends them to big cities. And that is the problem that we at Zoho have set out to solve. And we have created rural offices with the specific intention of retaining the talent, the topsoil layer in rural areas, and attracting talent back into rural areas. And we hope that you would join us in that mission so that we can collectively restore topsoil and revitalize our rural areas.
Every time I watch this story, it brings a tear to my eye. I'm sure at least in some of your minds, there was that nostalgic revival of you going back home and understanding the situation back home and wanting to do something and hoping that there was some system there that will support you. Yeah, I took longer than expected, but this is not an ad for Zoho. This is an ad for what you could do. You could do, each of you coming together as an institution, as a group of students. This is just an example of some other company that did it. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for the keynote address. It was truly inspiring. May I now request Mr. Avijit Das, COO, IK and Innovation Foundation, IMI Kolkata, to kindly come up on stage and give a token of gratitude to Mr. Dandapani. Gratitude, yes. Moment. Thank you so much, Mr. Dandapani. Thank you, Mr. Das. Sir, may I request you to kindly take your seats in the audience. Now, we'll start with the much awaited startup panel. May I now take the privilege of inviting our esteemed panel members to kindly take their respective seats on this stage. Dr. P.K. Das, Joint Director, MSME, Government of India. Mr. Sandeepan Chattopadhyay, Co-founder and CEO of Zelpmog Design and Technology. Mr. B.L. Mittal, Founder and Executive Chairman of Sasta Sundar Ventures. Ms. Jaspreet Kaur, Director at JIS Group Educational Initiatives. And the moderator of this session, Dr. Sachin Modgil, Faculty in Charge, Entrepreneurship and Area Chair, Operations Management and Quantitative Techniques, IMI Kolkata.
We now request Mr. Avijit Das, COO, ICAN Innovation Foundation, IMI Kolkata, to kindly come up on stage and felicitate and welcome our panel members. Dr. P.K. Das. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Sandeepan Chattopadhyay. Mr. B.L. Mittal. Miss Jaspreet Kaur. And the moderator of the session, Dr. Sachin Modgil. May I now request the dignitaries to kindly come forward for a group photograph. I would request all the dignitaries to kindly take their seats on the stage. Here, I would like to mention that the detailed profiles of the members of this panel, as well as those of other panels and events of the 19th ISDSI Global Conference 2025, are available in our profiles of eminence and can be accessed through the ISDSI Global website.
Dr. Morgill, the panel is now yours to steer it forward.
Thank you. Good evening to one and all present. So let me begin with the simple comparison that tells the powerful story about India's growth, about the startup ecosystem and where we are today. So globally, around 12 to 13% of the working age population is engaged in entrepreneurial activities. And if we talk about India, so almost 1/3 of the students also have the entrepreneurial mindset, and they actually try their hands with the entrepreneurial initiatives. But the conversion probably is lesser in when at the campus, if we say, when the students actually join and when they actually try to do something in the entrepreneurial ecosystem and the space. So if we see, India today is third largest in terms of the startup ecosystem in the world after US and China, and with the more than 125,000 startups and more than 110 unicorns. Yet there is a gap, and when we talk about the students, because when we talk about the business schools, so how they are doing and what they can do, I think this panel discussion is going to be around that. And India is actually now poised at the very interesting situation on the 3 points. We have high ambition of the students and the young people, high potential, massive market, but I think the low conversion, that is what we were talking about. And this is where I think the business schools probably can do their contribution to bring them up, develop some such ecosystems that can help the not only their students, but also help the other city-based or the rural-based entrepreneurs, where we can come up with some of the fantastic ventures. So I think with this, let me start the panel discussion, and let me move to Sandeepan sir with the first question. You have started the path-breaking analytics and design company, and Zelpmock, which provides the data-driven solutions to the clients. So now, my question to you is, what are the sustainability measures adopted by your organization in the entire supply chain, right from talking to the clients, understanding their requirements, and then delivering it?
See, first of all, let's understand what the word sustainable means. It means that you can go on for a long time. Ideally, if you have replenishable sources, then you don't need to get or waste anything. And the net sum of wastage is minimized. That's what sustainability is all about. As you can understand, the work we do, well, that says about the subject matter we work on, the right implication is in mass market products. So historically, I've been there. I was a co-founder at Money Control, then CTO at Just Dial. So every day, let's say about 12 million people use something we have built. Every usage is an energy consumption. So it starts from that thought, that how do you make everything more efficient for cost, effort, and somehow that translates to either energy or time. Anything that you're saving in these two dimensions, energy or time, is actually the true sustainability impact, right? Somewhere one of these two factors will leave an imprint. So we focus on what we do good. The code we write should be minimum energy consumption. Everything else is a bit of a show off. It's a bit of jargonism. It's a bit of whatever is a buzzword. What do you do truly? Are you designing it with the best knowledge of how to make it factorize and minimize?
what you're going to do. If you're doing a delivery company, are you minimizing your petrol consumption and the time of the person delivering the stuff? If you are a construction person, is your material cost and the part that is doing and the maintenance cost minimized? So sustainability is a future outlook. It's not a present. That's the first perspective and mindset change we have to do. Think for the future, minimize over time, and then do it. Uniform line, oh, I'm sustainable, is not sustainable. You may have a higher start point, but as long as you're going for more amount of time below that normal curve or the straight line, you're actually saving more energy. That thought is there. So what we do in our line of work is we explain the word frugality. That's the right point between not being miserly, not being extravagant, being efficient. Once you get the thought, apply it as a factorial in everything and anything you do, mostly your own work, because that's going to go out. That's the best sustainability practice you can do. That's what we do.
Thank you very much. I think that was the best example I could understand from the efficiency and integrating the sustainability to that. And yes, you mentioned that the present is what you can probably control, and you can work towards the future.
Well, say present, you are a consumer of someone else's service. Choose your suppliers well. Make sure they are made on the sustainability philosophies. But moment you're the producer, your production process and the future of it has to be there. So that's what I mean. I'm not saying don't be sustainable for the present. I'm saying for your core competency, look at the future. For your current consumption, look at people who share with you the philosophy of sustainability in your way of looking and source from them.
Thank you very much, Sandeepanji. So now, with this, let me move to Mittal sir. So, sir, you are not only in healthcare, but you are an author as well. So you pen down your experiences as an entrepreneur cracking the Marwari code. And in the each episode, you shared the message with an anecdote. What, according to you, are the key sustainability-based messages to be implemented in the healthcare organizations like Sasta Sundar? What is your views?
So, good afternoon. In healthcare, we have the Japanese investor. They always say that once we think about healthcare, we think about hospitals, medicine. My Japanese director always say that healthcare, they are not the healthcare, they are the sick care. So, sustainability to me, I mean, how can you sustain your life up to 100 years without going to hospital? That is what the sustainable healthcare is. So, I mean, everything we do is about to have the longer life of human being, longer life of this planet. So the healthcare in Sasta Sundar we practice is what? That how can you prevent at first stage the medicine? Though we sell the medicine, but our largest goal is that people don't buy medicine from us. That is how we operate. So sustainability to me is about taking care of don't get disease. Even if you get disease, you are cured with minimal of the medicine, minimal of the hospitals, and minimal of the doctors in the medicine. That is what the sustainability is. And then moreover, sustainability in the healthcare is that how can you reach to the last mile of the people, and up to the last mile of the people, how can you reach in more and more ways you go. So in sustainability in healthcare, if you do the healthcare and practice the emergency situation, then I mean you hardly take care of that, whether that instrument is made of plastic or can you do with tree something. So in sustainability in Sasta Sundar, we always think that how can we reach out to the last mile of the person with more accurate preventive medicine, with more accurate preventive measures, and to ensure that there is a beautiful word called Satayu Bhav and Arogya Bhav. So how can people can achieve 100 years of age like Japanese do? And I tell you a beautiful story of sustainability in Japan, that if they do the press conference, we had the press conference. So they will first finish the dinner and then they will start the press conference. But in India, if you do, then everybody will go after taking dinner. Nobody will stay for listening the speeches. That is how the sustainability measures do, that we change our habits and we change our practice to more pragmatic manner, which are more healthier. Thank you.
Thank you. I think I liked the Arogya Bhav and Shatayu Bhav, and you mentioned that the the minimum pain that we can give to already sick person. So how we can do that? I think that is the true sustainability measure in the healthcare, and I think Sasta Sundar is doing their bit in that space. So we have with us Jaspreet Kaur ji from JIS Group, one of the finest educational institutions in West Bengal. So my question to you, I have visited your institute, and
Thank you.
It was one of the welcoming institute. I think we have visited 2-3 institutes while we were preparing for the conference, and we have seen the photos of Babuji's, fondly called as Babuji's there, and that shows the legacy of the institute. So your institution has already a vision statement that sounds interesting. Vision looks inward and becomes duty. So vision looks outward becomes the aspiration. So how have the current torch bearers like you are now the heading the institutes? How your vision confirms with the sustainability? That is my question to you.
First, I'd like to thank you for such kind words. And so he started very well with the vision that our generations has given us, right? So vision when inwards become duty, when outwards is an inspiration. So ये हम लोगों को frankly बैठ के सिखाया नहीं गया. As you said, the welcoming thing is something that we saw having been done in front of us. It was an example given to us. And it's not just us, I would say बहुत सारा हम लोग के Sikh culture में is that all our prayers some end with one line I would like to say in Punjabi, which says Nanak Naam Chaddi Kala Tere Pane Sarvat Pala. And it means that if you will, let there be well-being for all. None of our prayers end with just, mere liye kar dena Bhagwan. It ends with Sarvat Pala. And that's what we are talking about, right? Sustainability, when we talk about it, if I'm going to help just myself, what am I going to do? Like Mittal sir ne bola, say if I'm going to live 100 years, but the air around me is so toxic that I cannot breathe and I need a nebulizer or an oxygen cylinder, is that life worth it? Right? It isn't. So we are taught very little things like, just questioning ourselves, like, is this something that we can reduce? Maybe I don't need, I'm just wanting it. Or is it something that I can borrow, maybe reuse something? Or is it after use it is going to be recycled? So small things like this, that actions will turn into habits and eventually a culture, and then this culture kind of spreads. We start with very little things like maybe the rainwater harvesting in some of the campuses, and like I will like to repeat on that, like it's Vasudeva Kutumbakam. We have to make sure that anything that I get, I leave better than I got it. Same for planet Earth, right? If I'm going to pass it on to next generations, I cannot spoil it before I give it on. So that's my responsibility. That goes for my business also. Like whatever is passed on, I make sure that I do better at it and leave the earth in better hands.
Thank you very much for highlighting the how the GIS group is working on the sustainability principles. With this, let me go to PK Das sir, Joint Director, MSME DFO Office. So, sir, what are the specific roles does the MSME Development and Facilitation Office, which you help in ensuring environment sustainability and governance practices for the MSMEs? Because I think that is one of the important sector in India's economy. What are your views? How we are helping them and encouraging them to do or practice the sustainability aspects?
Good afternoon. I think here participants are mostly student and researchers. I think so.
Yes.
And as a stakeholder of MSME fraternity, I want to give some background of MSME DFO, what is doing, what they are doing, and how it is being promoted, going for promotion of MSME sector. I think all are knowing MSME sector, no? I think so. All are knowing MSME sector. Other than agriculture, all are MSME sector. Other than large industry, all activities are MSME sector. all activities are MSME sector other than agriculture and large industry. That means each and every activities you are doing, that's coming under MSME sector. My background is I am working with Minister of MSME, working for MSME, hand holding for MSME, and nurturing MSMEs. So first thing is, what is MSME and how they are being nurtured? One statistics I can give you. Right now in India, around 5.7 crores, more than 5.7 crores are registered MSME. That means there are plenty of MSME, those who are not registered. And around 33 crores are employed with MSME sector. You can find out their employment next to agriculture is MSME sector. One thing I have traveled all over India, and what I have seen, diversification, indigenization, and ethnic values all over India, it is prevailing, particularly in rural areas, because there are industries, those who are doing business, all are coming under MSMEs. Those who are here in business school or they are doing research works, what every time I used to say them, please take somebody at village area, because they are doing business at their old, the traditional business activities. There may not be good technology, there may not be good financial setup, there may not be marketing strategy. So management student or researchers, they can handle them and they can take the lead of them because they need some nurturing. In West Bengal right now, what I have seen, it is around 45 lakhs are registered MSME sectors under this sector, and around 1.2 crores are employed with this sector. See, there are a lot of schemes. I don't want to elaborate here, but this ministry working for what our theme is, take to net zero. One scheme already they are working, that is called zero defect, zero effect. That means whenever we are working for any business, any activities, that should not create any hazardous activities to environment. That means zero effect to the environment with your zero defects. And in that way, companies, they are growing from grassroots level to world-class company. MSME ministry right now they are working for to support all the activities of MSME sector, be policy matters, be local legislation, be any other activities, fund, technology, any other activities. There are support system for MSME units, maybe a startup units, maybe small business, maybe any other activities. Those who are coming under the sector, there are plenty of activities. I can let you know. Another thing is coming up. It is net zero. There is no specific scheme I can tell you that is called SPICE. SPICE means circular economy. Whatever your defects are coming out from your process, that can be circulated and can be used through this system. And there is a government support system. See, three verticals we are working. One, I told you, finance, marketing, and technology. Funding is the main constraint for MSME sector because they are doing small business. If it is, I say, registration, something like near to 6 crore, 98% is micro industry, small industry. Those who are having all maybe 1 to 2 employees, and others is the owner of the unit. Another thing is coming up. Fund means you need collateral field fund, maybe 10 lakhs, 20 crore, 10 crores, or 100 crores. Government is there to support you, I can tell you. But one thing is there. See, this forum is something different, but I can tell you because one thing is coming up that government is trying to plug whatever problems are there to take up. Right now, we are working for deregulation and ease of doing business all over India. I am the member of Odisha, West Bengal, and Andaman Nicobar Island. I am task force member and working for that, so that this sector can work in a peaceful manner. Another work is going on because of certain imposition of no taxes at America. We are working for that these units can be survived with the support of Government of India. That's why we already doing some business, and whatever this discussion can be go up. But thing is, all our institution, I can tell you, like your GIS also, they are the
Yes.
member of our own scheme that is called innovation scheme. If you have any idea that can be nurtured by fund of Government of India, you can get the fund from SPICE and other thing. Fund can be generated from venture capital that is under our another scheme, and can be taken from bank also. Specifically women, there are scheme, stand-up scheme is there. Another thing I can tell you, there is mutual credit guarantee fund is there for 100 crores. Fund is not a problem. I used to listen that there are market problem is there. One thing I can tell you, government has specific scheme where MSME can get 50%, at least 50% from PSUs, public sector undertaking units. This year, can I go this way?
Yeah, I think the next program is waiting actually for us. So we are already late. So as a moderator, this is actually my duty. So I'll come to
Then
you, sir, in
online
the
I can
second.
tell you.
Yes, yes.
If anybody has any queries, anything like that, you can come down to our office. I can talk to you. What our support system is there, I can tell you. And take the support system. Those who are in the business, those are in the this education line, those who are in the research that can be implemented in our cluster development mode. That what I can tell you.
Thank you, sir. I could fetch 2-3 ideas from your point of view. So one is the zero defect, zero effect. So I think that is one of the best thing. Zero defect, you are talking about quality, and zero effect, you are talking about the environment and the sustainability. And you have mentioned the number of schemes starting from 10 lakhs to 100 crores, which is, I think, commendable work that ministry is doing. So let's quickly do the second round, and let me go to Sandeepan sir again. Your company is already making a positive impact in the HEAL, which is covering health, education, agriculture, and livelihood sectors. So what are the green measures in your organization those are being implemented?
Right. I think one thing I need to explain, many people don't get it, that the company name Zelpmoc, it's basically complex spelled backwards. So you're turning complex around, you're simplifying things.
Okay.
And that as a goal for anything we do makes it very important. The moment you simplify things and you take off black boxes, you actually make it much more sustainable as a design. And I'll stick back to the word I said about frugality. That's the second line that you work on. Frugality is essentially the optimization of it. Again, many of the things you talked of, the practice of not buying too many things of all. Actually, our age-old philosophy, our own parampara, if you say, that was all about frugal living. It was all about, as we used to call, high living, plain thinking, high thinking, plain living, right?
Correct.
So that, and especially in this part of the world. Unfortunately, we are in a rat race with the other worlds and all, and we have lost a little bit of sustenance and sustainability. Hence, I think putting that value back, putting India first, why heal? That is 86% of your GDP.
Correct.
And it is the future of the world. We are not talking of health problem. We often think health problem is about the aged. No. The way we are going unsustainable, the health problem is actually coming back in a U-shaped. The very young and the very old are the worst affected. And the exposure to dangers, which will actually make you more sick by the time you grow old, is in the middle level of the U curve, right? That is the first focus why health is such an important factor of that. How are we doing it? As I said, we are doing our work properly. The workflows we manage, they are the best practices to make it there. Many things that Rajesh was talking about, Dandapani. In fact, we met at a hackathon in Chennai for people who are disabled, right? These things also, the inclusiveness, focus on minority, social inclusion, that's also a big sustainable. You have social diversification, the things that are happening now. You think we are having a sustainable society? So sustainability is not about all these bullet points that we put as corporate TR. It's the overall social infrastructure, making people intelligent enough to be aware of that. I think that's what we do to our employees, and that's my first focus.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That was very quick and crisp and meaningful. So let me go to Mithil sir. The more than 100 crores of the Indians are lacking proper health care, and what are the initiatives that Sasta Sundar are being taken to address these problems?
So thank you. So now we all talk about sustainability. I tell you, more than 50% of the emissions which pollute the country, which pollute the system, are from our own lifestyle. So take one resolution this year, that keep yourself healthy. If you follow the practices of keeping yourself healthy, the 50% of the emission which arises from the processed food, or which arises from the chemical industry which produce the medicines, or if you start going by bicycle instead of taking bus, or start walking instead of taking bus, then you will find that about 70% of this problem will go away. So the solution of the global warming lies in our own action of being healthy. And now I'm talking about these 100 crores problems of healthcare. So I just give you the few data points. Around 70% of the India's populated area does not have any medicine shop. More than 50% of the prescriptions are written by the doctors who are not even metric passed. And where in the country where we are the pharmacy of the world, we are the originate of the yoga, and 65% of our people don't have access to the primary health care, and around 30 crore people is suffering either from one chronic disease, is being diabetic, obesity. Myself is diabetic because nobody told me. My father was 45 years old. He got diabetic, he never took medicine, 55 years kidney, and 62 years he passed away. And I was not knowing that what the diabetes is. And that's why I could not take care of myself in youth. So this is the area of the problem we are facing. So the major problem of access and distribution is a major challenge, and that we are trying to solve in our own unique way. And in solving this, we realize that the healthcare is not about just tech, but along with the tech, you need empathy at the last stage. So evolve this model of health buddy, and I'm happy to tell you that we are present from Ganga Sagar to Darjeeling in a next day where there is no medicine shop. And in COVID, in Sasta Sundar was supplying on daily basis to around 2 lakh families, and all medicines were available. Even the mask was available for rupees 10. So tech and empathy can solve this problem, and we are on this way. But the most important part is, taking care of the people around you. So you have all workers at your home, your help, your drivers. They are, why they are so, you must have surprised that your driver does not have that kind of IQ and knowledge. But I tell you, it is not their fault. It is the fault that their mothers was not getting enough nutrition when they were in the stomach. And that's the problem. You are fortunate that your mothers, and you should be grateful to your grandparents who gave your mother proper nutrition, and that your mind was able to develop. If the mothers don't get proper nutrition, the children's mind does not get developed, and you will find all those problems of out of classrooms or IQ or the skill set problems. The problem is of the nutrition before birth they get. So it is duty of all of us to take care of the people around you. So everybody who is educated, who has been privileged, we are around 20-30 crores people, balance 100 crores people we can take care of. That can we adopt 5 people by passing of the knowledge that you can get generic medicine. If they need telemedicine, but they don't know how to brief the doctors, they don't know how to measure their blood pressure, they don't know how to measure their sugar. So preventive medicine, and then taking care of primary care. And I tell you, around 1,000 healthcare problems, 999 problems can be sorted by telemedicine or by home delivery of the medicine. So we supply the nutrition to mothers, we supply the generic medicine in the name of Jito to all the people who deserve better health. and better take care. But I think this problem cannot be solved by one single person. This problem can be solved by collectively all of us. And the first thing is that you keep yourself healthy. Don't eat processed food. So if you start stopping eating processed food, 20% of global warming problem will be solved. If you start taking walk or bicycling, another 10% problem will be solved. So I mean, these small things which take care of will be are in your hands. You can really take care of. And at Sasta Sundar, we try to build that kind of network of the system where there is a last mile assistance, human assistance, which is cornered with our system. And you are into Kolkata, we have the largest facility of this automated supply chain, which is lies in Barepur. I invite all of you to come and see that from your own eyes, how we supply by the automated process genuine medicine, which can solve the problem of this fake medicine, and then diagnostic, and then doctor consultation, and then the last mile empathy of taking care along with the preventive care. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. So I think here the takeaway is don't have processed food. You have two benefits. One is you are healthy and you are contributing to the 20% of the sustainability. So with this thought, let me move quickly to Jasprit ji. So my question to you is, you and us belong to the same modern education. Do you think our students, our future generations are ready with the sustainability? If not, then what should be done?
Okay, I'll ask the students. Students are here, right? Who is our students? Raise of hands. Can I see? Some of them have slept, so let me wake you up. I know it's a long day. So students, I will say something. I'm sure you will agree. I think students are more aware of sustainability than we are. Are we or not? Hi or nahi? Thoda louder. I know it's 5. Yes or no? Yes.
Processed food, yes or no? Okay.
They like it. They're going to eat it anyways, but they know the side effects of it. So the beauty is that the younger generation is more aware than we are, frankly, because they've been born with Instagram in one hand and Twitter on the other, or even Tinder. Actually, Twitter is old school now. Twitter is my generation. Hana? So they slept again. So so that's the thing. So they're more aware about the sustainability thing. When I was in college, it was a course, environmental science, and they thought it would become big, but it still hasn't made it. So I'm sure they will. So it is not the problem of awareness, I feel, or the intent. It is their how to translate it to that idea, to day-to-day application. Where if you've been to one of our Kalyani campus, they have made the entire outside lighting through solar panels. And that was the students who did it. No external investment, no external founders or anybody needed. They made it fully green with solar panels.
Commendable.
We funded it. Then I spoke about rainwater harvesting. That was in one of the campuses where the student built it. Our college could not use it for some reason. The management didn't agree at that point, but they were selling the product to government agencies. So that's how this is little things that we can give them opportunities to translate. If it works, we take the model outside. And sir said a very beautiful thing about frugality. Most of us being raised middle class, I think frugality we have learned. It is, as they said, the West had to come and tell us that it is sustainable. We were doing that for a very long time. So I got married in a Bengali household where they take it to another level. একটা टी-শার্ট বাড়িতে এলে ওটা जब तक गामछा वा पोछा नहीं बनेगा वो घर से नहीं जाने वाला, right? I mean that's how
Yes.
वो दिया का बाती बनेगा तभी भी लगाने मेरा 100 रुपए बचा है कि नहीं. That's how we learned sustainability. कहाँ disposable बर्तन use करते थे हम लोग? We used to use that paper वाला. Yeah. Exactly.
Correct.
Don't waste food. Yeah. T-shirt would be worn by my elder sister, then me, then it would go out as a gamcha. The plates that we ate in, वो paper भी हम लोग पत्ते वाले plates में खाते थे मंदिर में प्रसाद.
Correct.
The plastic and the thermocols were given by the West. They imposed it on us, and then suddenly the sustainability practices are being taught to us, which we learned, right? We kept water in copper vessels, steel vessels. Plastic was introduced by the West to save the rainwater rainforest, I think. There were Tupperware parties in every household. Then it suddenly realized plastic is not good. So that's how we are actually, if we do, so the only mantra is if you think that your grandmother would do it or she would eat it, do that and eat that. Processed food will come under that. So everything gets covered in that, right? Last, I would like to say, keep, in fact, the students are going to bring the change because they are the youth, right?
Correct.
If history has taught us anything, it's the youth that is going to bring the change. And you will see that a lot on the turn, and the new brands that have come up, they're all environmental friendly. They promote fair trade. And that is happening. Why? Because the youth is aware and they're demanding that a product does not waste my planet, does not cause harm to others. Maybe it's directly coming from a farmer or not. So if there is going to be change, they are going to make it for us. We can pretend that we are teaching them or training them, but they give us a view of what a future is actually like.
Thank you.
हाँ कि नहीं?
So the future responsibility lies on you and us. Okay. So now the last question to Das sir, and then we'll move to a quick one question to each panel, and then we'll move to the next activity of the day. So sir, you have already mentioned the number of schemes. Those are available with the MSME ministry. So what are the measures? How do we measure? So let's say if we issue some fund for the sustainability or to have minimum environmental impact. So is there any measures are there that MSME sector or the ministry, some guidelines are there? How do we measure when we are issuing any funds?
Thank you very much. Again, कुछ तो बोलना है. अच्छा ठीक है, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया का तरफ से जो भी है वो तो आपको वेबसाइट में मिल जाएगा dcmsme.gov.in. 2-3 साइट में बता रहा हूँ, dcmsme.gov.in. अनदर इज msme.gov.in, राइट. इसमें एक चीज मैं बता रहा हूँ, MSME सेक्टर बोलने का एक ही तरीका है. You can say you go to rural areas, you go to some remote areas, there are industries, there are number of industries, they are doing the same business, like Jori industry in Bajbaj. There are plenty of units, maybe 500 units are working for the same items. They need some support, maybe technology support, maybe marketing support, maybe financial support. That cluster is being monitored by our office. That is coming under MSME Cluster Development Program. मैं एक क्यों बता रहा हूँ, एक ही बात है, जो भी स्टूडेंट है, they get their knowledge, they got their aspiration, and they can mentor this group. So many groups are there. There are maybe 1,000, maybe 2,000, maybe 5,000 units are there. They are working in the same areas, same activities. They need some support. मैं जहाँ पर जाता हूँ, कोई भी कॉलेज में जाता हूँ, मैं एक ही चीज बताता हूँ, ये लोग को बचाना है, क्योंकि उसका साथ maybe 5,000 student employees are engaged, maybe 5,000 plus numbers of employees are engaged with their industries. उसको बचाना है तो उसका टेक्नोलॉजी चेंज करना है, उसको फंड देना है तो आपको सपोर्ट करना पड़ेगा. और एज ए मैनेजमेंट स्टूडेंट और रिसर्चर्स, दे नो हाउ टू गो फॉर द ऑल द एक्टिविटीज इन ए पाथवे. एक चीज मैं बताना चाहता हूँ, कोविड पीरियड में एक प्रॉब्लम हमारा पास आया था. मैं ये बताता हूँ, हर एक जगह में जहां पर प्रॉब्लम है, देयर इज ए सॉल्यूशन, देयर इज ए बिजनेस. कोविड पीरियड में वी फेस लॉट ऑफ प्रॉब्लम ऑफ मास्क. That time we are importing nearly 90% of this mask from China, mostly China. Then government of India took the decision that we should make mask in our in-house production facilities. Within 6 months, we were in a position to export this mask to other countries. That means हमारा पास facilities है, हमारा पास capabilities है, एंड उसको करने के लिए जो भी चाहिए हम दे सकते हैं. तो यंग ब्लड जो है, मैं इसको बताता हूँ. आप देखिए, आप पढ़ाई कर रहे हो, आपका कहाँ जाना है नहीं जाना है, दैट योर ओन डिसीजन. बट थिंग इज, थोड़ा सा सोसाइटी के लिए कुछ देना पड़ेगा. तो यू टेक द सम चैलेंजेस, बिकॉज ऑल ओवर इंडिया में बहुत सारे एरियाज है. सपोज यू गो टू पुरुलिया, बांकुड़ा, दे आर कॉल्ड palm trees. खेजूर गुड़ बोलते हैं, ताल गुड़ बोलते हैं हम लोग। ताल गुड़, खेजूर गुड़, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ वेस्ट बंगाल उसको पैकेजिंग करके बेच रहा है। इट कॉस्टिंग अराउंड 900 रुपीज पर केजी, और मार्केट में कितना मिलता है? 300 रुपए में। अगर कोई भी स्टूडेंट, कोई भी रिसर्चर उसको पैकिंग करके बेचना है तो यू हैव टू मेंटेन द क्वालिटी एट टाइमली प्राइसेस ऑल्सो। ये 900 रुपये नहीं, आपको 700 रुपये, 600 रुपये में आपको मिल सकता है, बेच सकते हैं आप लोग। ऐसा बहुत सारे एक्टिविटीज है, स्टूडेंट लोग ले सकते हैं, क्योंकि आपका पास कैपेबिलिटी है, टेक्नोलॉजी है, आप कर सकते हो। मैं बॉम्बे में था, हैदराबाद में था, बड़ौदा में था, एर्नाकुलम में था, नॉर्थ ईस्ट में ही था। मैं यही बताता हूँ, जो जहां पर प्रॉब्लम है देयर इज ए सॉल्यूशन, देयर इज ए बिजनेस। एंड एग्रीकल्चर छोड़ के ऑल बिजनेस आर कमिंग अंडर एमएसएमई। मैं जो बता रहा था, आप कोई भी काम करिए, देखिए जॉब तो ऐसा आपको मिल जाएगा, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, लेकिन जॉब का बाहर में भी आप खुद के लिए कुछ करोगे, आपका जो सेटिस्फेक्शन लिए कुछ करोगे, इट विल बी एमएसएमई सेक्टर ओनली। एंड आप जो भी करोगे उसका साथ कोई ना कोई एम्प्लॉय रहेगा। दैट मीन्स वी आर सपोर्टिंग द सोसाइटी। अभी जो प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है, अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट इतना ज्यादा बढ़ गया है, उसके लिए कहीं ना कुछ अनरेस्ट चल रहा है। अगर सब स्टूडेंट लोग इकट्ठा होके अगर ग्रुप बना के, इट मे बी सोसाइटल फॉर्मेशन, मे बी सम अदर ग्रुप, दे कैन कम अप एंड दे कैन सपोर्ट द दिस स्टूडेंट those are coming up, they are not getting any job also। अभी अभी जो सस्टेनेबिलिटी बता रहे हैं हम लोग, सस्टेनेबिलिटी उधर ही आता है जहां पर आप जो रिसोर्सेस है उसको हम बचा सकते हैं। कि जो भी रिसोर्स है, आपका नेचुरल रिसोर्स भी हो सकता है, नहीं तो आपका रॉ मटेरियल हो सकता है, कुछ भी, आप उसको अगर बचा नहीं पाओगे तो सस्टेनेबिलिटी का कोई मतलब ही नहीं आएगा, कुछ भी नहीं आएगा। हमने ऐसा ही मजाक से बोलते हैं, अब ज्यादा खाते रहो मोटा होगे, मोटा होने से कहाँ जाओगे? जिम में जाओगे, है ना? जिम में जाएगा तो वो किसका रहेगा? एमएसएमई सेक्टर का ही रहेगा। आप बिजनेस बनाओगे तो आप खिलाते रहो, जो सर बता रहे थे क्या बोलते हैं वो, प्रोसेस फूड खाना है, आप खिलाते रहो, बड़ा बिजनेस करके साइड में एक जिम खोल दो, तो खा के उधर जाएगा, बिजनेस करेगा, देन हॉस्पिटल में जाएगा तो हॉस्पिटल में मेडिसिन मिलेगा। और हॉस्पिटल में जो भी मटेरियल आता है, ऑलमोस्ट ऑल आर कमिंग फ्रॉम एमएसएमई सेक्टर, क्योंकि अभी आउटसोर्स हो गया। करेक्ट। तो एमएसएमई सेक्टर का कोई कंपेयर हो ही नहीं सकता, मैं इतना बता रहा हूं। तो बिजनेस करो, आप खाना खिलाओ, हाँ, हेल्थ बढ़ाओ, मोटा करो, हम लोग जैसे मोटा बनाओ। अरे हमारा जिम है, आ जाओ जिम में, हाँ, पतला हो जाओ, फिर खाना शुरू करो, फिर उधर जाओ, फिर नहीं होगा तो हॉस्पिटल चले जाओ। तो बिजनेस तो चलता है, सर्कुलर हो जाएगा, सर्कुलर इकोनॉमी आ जाएगा, है ना? तो
थैंक यू सर,
तो
थैंक यू वेरी
ऐसा तो
मच।
चलते रहेगा। लेकिन बिजनेस में एक चीज बताना चाहता हूँ, आप देखो बिजनेस का कोई ये नहीं होता है, क्या बोलता है, रकम नहीं होता है, ऑल आर बिजनेस। मैं जब बनारस में पढ़ाई कर रहा था, आईआईटी बनारस में, तो उसमें एक पान वालों से बातचीत हो रहा था। बनारस का पान वाला, हम लोग सर, वो बहुत पहले का बात है, 92-3 का बात है, सब एमटेक कर रहा था। अरे तुम्हारा पान तो इधर बेचते हो, कितना पैसे मिलता है? सर हमारा पान इधर नहीं है, बॉम्बे में भेजता हूँ। उसी टाइम बॉम्बे में पैक करके बेचता था। अभी तो आपका पास ऑनलाइन बिजनेस हो गया, घर में बैठ के बिजनेस करते हो, तो एक मोबाइल में बिजनेस हो सकता है। मैं मेरा बेटी को बोलता हूँ, बेटी तो अभी बड़ा हो गया, तो वो जब स्कूल में थी, अब देखो ये जो व्हाट्सअप है, व्हाट्सअप में क्या करते हैं, चीट चैटिंग करते हैं, कुछ नहीं, कुछ मतलब का नहीं है, टाइम कितना वेस्टेज करते हैं। अरे उसमें बिजनेस में लगाओ, ट्विटर को बिजनेस में लगाओ, फेसबुक बिजनेस में लगाओ, बिजनेस बन जाएगा। ऑल आर एमएसएमईज। सस्टेनेबल मतलब खुद को सस्टेन करना है तो सोचना पड़ेगा हम कैसे कर सकते हैं। सर बता रहे थे योगा, योगा जितना रैपिडली फॉरेन में बढ़ रहा है, वेस्टर्न कंट्री में बढ़ रहा है, बाहर में बढ़ रहा है, उतना रैपिडली हमारे इंडिया में नहीं बढ़ रहा है, क्योंकि हम लोग पहले वेस्टर्न को देखते हैं, ठीक है? तो हमारा जो बाद में उधर से हम लोग इधर आया, बहुत सारे प्लास्टिक आइटम आया, उसको यूज किया। अभी एक चीज में अच्छा लगा इधर आने के बाद, पानी का बोतल है नहीं, सब ग्लास में पानी दिया गया है। जो गिफ्ट आइटम दिया गया है वो पॉट ऑफ ट्रीज प्लांट्स दिया गया है। ये जो शिफ्ट हो रहा है, ये शिफ्ट होना चाहिए था कि गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया का एक चीज था, एक पेड़ माँ का नाम। ये नारा हो सकता है, लेकिन दिस इज फॉर सस्टेनेबिलिटी ऑफ द प्लैनेट, फॉर द सेल्फ। ऐसा बहुत सारे काम हम लोग करते रहते हैं। प्लीज कम टू आवर ऑफिस, बट डोंट कम विथ एम्प्टी हैंड। यू कम विथ योर आइडिया, वी कैन हेल्प यू एनी अदर वे। फंड है, मार्केट है, सब कुछ है, एवरीथिंग इज अवेलेबल फॉर यू। थैंक यू।
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. So I think we are now open to very quick one or two questions. At least I think 4 questions quickly, and I'll request panel members also to be quick so that we can start the next cultural performance by the students and the faculty of IMI Kolkata.
My question is to Mr. Das. See, this discussion is about sustainability. So what are, you said about 6 crore, 5 crore, 70 MSMEs, right? So, I mean, the kind of CO2 emission, apart from agricultural industry, the MSME is the second largest CO2 emitter. What are the policy measures your department has in mind where you will probably give incentive to the MSME enterprises, or you are contemplating something where you have a series of incentives where the benefit will pass on to the MSME enterprises. Thank you.
It's a valid question. I can tell you, initially I was telling about zero defect, zero effect. Zero defect means, wherever activities are going on, process should be like that. There should not be any defect. It cannot go zero defect, because cannot, maybe nearby zero defect, maybe 6 sigma. 6 sigma means per million, no, so problem maybe defect will be 3 to 4.
3.4.
3.4
DPM.
If it is like that, see, for this Z means zero defect, zero effect. Effect means effect to environment. You can see the writing of Z and E and D. D is the defect and E is the inside of the word. That means whatever activity you are doing, that should be like that. There should not be any environmental problem. For that, those who are taking our activities in our scheme, there are, we can say, from bronze, platinum, silver and platinum. That means it's coming up to platinum and gold. Because if you are graduating from lower level to highest level, whatever activity is there, process management is there. That may be human resource management, raw material management, environmental management. All our activities are encapsulated in that scheme. And for that, if you take up that scheme under your industry, one consultant will be employed in your industry, and his cost will be borne by the government of India. And your spending will be maybe 5 to 10% depending on the category. Category means if it is micro, it is your contribution will be less. If it is SC/ST community, it will be less. If it is women category, it will be less. Another is coming scheme already there, that is called SPICE, circular economy. Support system is there. Suppose your business is going on, suppose casting activity is going on, metal casting, because huge quantity of sand are being used for casting process. Sand are the byproduct of process that should not be discarded here and there. To process the sand, scheme is there to support them with fund and technology. Scheme is there, and industries are coming. I can numbers I don't have right now. I can tell you, industries are coming out to take up jet and as well as spice also. And these schemes are coming under specifically from रैम्प स्कीम। रैम्प मीन्स जो एमएसएमई है उसको एक लाइन में हम कैसे ला सकते हैं। जो प्रॉब्लम हमारे पास आ रहा है, प्लास्टिक का प्रॉब्लम कैसे आ रहा है, ये जो पॉल्यूशन का प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है, उसको सॉर्ट आउट कैसे कर सकें। एवरीथिंग इज देयर इन द प्रोसेस, एंड गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया seriously thinking about this. And if you want to get any other information, please come to our office. I can help you that way. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next question.
So I'll ask one more question to Mr. Mittal. See, you are in the healthcare. So if you take UPI, the UPI which was launched sometime in 2016, April or May, which has reduced, I mean, which has actually taken a lot of positives towards the sustainability. I mean, the paperwork has reduced to a large extent. So similarly, in the healthcare, Government of India is working on a project which is called United Health Interface. Ayushman Bharat is the pilot project which is going on. How do you see your business synergizes with the Unified Health Interface?
It's a very good question, but as I told in my earlier statement, that in health, in unified, you just need to punch the smartphone and the payment is transferred. But the healthcare is not that. In healthcare, suppose there is a person, there has been various incentives or initiatives about telemedicine. The problem lies at the last mile. There are two kinds of the consumer. One consumer is well paid off, around 30 crore people. They like to go to their doctors because they have the access to doctors physically examine. They don't like telemedicine as an instrument. Then there are 100 crore people who don't have an access to a doctor, but they don't know how to brief the doctor. So suppose I have a temperature, I have to take my temperature. I don't have thermometer with me, and I don't know how to measure my temperature. That education is not there. I don't know how to measure my blood pressure. I don't have the blood pressure machine also. So these last mile problems of measuring and last mile problem of communicating is a real problem, and that's why these things have not taken off. So we have evolved this health buddy model whereby they will set up the last mile center of service and assisted healthcare, and that is really worked up well. So you need a last mile person to measure the temperature, to do the basic things, and to brief the doctors over the tech platform. Then doctor can write, and then the doctor write the prescription. Then there has to be some person to make the consumer understand what the prescription is, and then there is a compliance. So after the medicine is going home, then there has to be some person who ensures that the patient take medicine in time. So this is a complex cycle of care, and that's why we have evolved this health buddy assisted model, whereby they take at center place and then empathy at the last mile works. So like UPI will not work, I'm 100% sure, but it will work when we combine the technology with last mile empathy or last mile arrangement of proper care. Then it will work, and it is working in West Bengal. The Sastandra model is highly successful, and that is the only model which now the Uttar Pradesh government has signed up with us to replicate the model. Assam government has signed up with us to replicate that model. Rajasthan government has signed up to replicate model. And tomorrow I'm going to Bihar. They wanted to also have this kind of model. So this kind of model will work, not model like UPI. It's not a money transfer, but it is a transfer of the emotions. It is a transfer of the care, and where you need somebody physically to take care of the patient. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hello.
So now quick questions for Jaspreet ma'am and Sandeepan ji. So any one quick question? Yes, please.
Hello, sir. My name is Shubhranil. I have a special question for Mittal, sir. Actually, the rural India, especially in West Bengal, I have seen the entire healthcare system is run by co-op. It's very hard to break that co-op ecosystem. So, how even in the villages, remote villages, people don't have that access of internet, the smartphone. So, how they are able to reach out to the telemedicine? Because everything that their quark, I have seen the quark is a kind of a same demigod, playing a demigod. It's a well placed, a better place than a panchayat pradhan. So he's the last word in that village. So how the telemedicine model can work there actually?
So very, very, very good, relevant question. As I said earlier, more than 50% prescription in India, not only in West Bengal, India, are written by the people who are not even metric pass. So I mean, they write antibiotics for minor cold, and they don't understand why the diabetes, how it can be taken care of. So we evolved that this last mile there has to be something, and 99% problem can be sorted out by telemedicine, but in a different kind of model. So we opened a very good center in Baraipur. I invite all of you to go and see that, called Jito. So under what, the doctors will not travel to Midnapur, and doctors will not travel to Gangasagar, or for that matter, Darjeeling Hills, to treat the patient. So we have set up a qualified nurse there. Nurse can move. So there is a large screen of television through which the telemedicine happen, and there is a qualified nurse, and there is a generic pharmacy store, and there is a very low cost diagnostic collection center. So this collection center, this care center takes very little investment. So our people collect the blood sample and stool sample or urine samples. They come to our center lab, we send the report by email, and generic medicine soap is there. So, and then the nurse check up everything. Nurse is qualified, and nurse can move to rural areas. And then this feed the system that these are the parameters. Doctors come online and then further instruct a nurse to take further examination. And then after examination, doctors write the prescription, nurse get it printed, and then medicine are dispensed with. And nurse then do the counseling that this type of medicine, and those are in vernacular language, Bengali or Hindi, whatever the patient understand. And then there is a follow-up. So next time when patient is giving the follow-up, we collect the data, and then we create the analytics. So this first model is working in Baraipur, and I tell you, there is huge response of that. And now and most important part is that small clinic is connected with Belor Hospital or AIMS Hospital in Delhi. So all good senior doctors are coming online. So the doctors can't move, but through technology, the knowledge can transfer.
So problem is not doctor or the nurse. The problem is the people live in those kind of villages. They don't have the access of technology, even the smartphone. To reach out to them is our biggest challenge, I guess.
No, you are right, but I tell you, in medicine, even in education space, I tell you the history. The thermometer through which we check the temperature, it took 100 years for the civilized society to accept the thermometer that is a good machine to check the temperature. Even doctors were not accepting for first 25 years. The thermometer is a reliable machine to check the temperature. My point is that we have to start something, and then people start studying. So there is even today you see there are camel rides. Even the aeroplane is there, but still people travel in that low speed trains. So it takes some amount of time to adopt by the society. We have to start something. When we have started, and I tell you, this is this Jito model is very, very successful, and people are adopting it. But slowly we need to move. But the healthcare condition in India, 400 crore people is pathetic. And I tell you, there is a time cost. Once any patient goes to say PG hospital, it is very easy for us that all those government hospitals, but it takes 2 full days for a person.
Yes.
So 2 full days में 2 दिन का मजदूरी गया उसका. तो उस चक्कर में जाता नहीं है वो डायबिटिक पेशेंट. वो सोचता है मेरा तो दिहाड़ी है, 1000 रुपया दिल्ली का कमाता हूँ, 2000 रुपया गया. तो इसलिए उसके जगह पे रहना जरूरी है. और द मेन प्रॉब्लम इज दैट क्रोनिक डिजीज जो सबसे ज्यादा हार्मफुल है, दे डोंट अंडरस्टैंड दैट दिस इज डिजीज. मेरे फादर भी नहीं अंडरस्टैंड करते थे. उनको लगता था दुकान बंद करना पड़ेगा तो नहीं जाना है डायबिटिक, क्योंकि डायबिटिक, ब्लड प्रेशर या क्रोनिक पेशेंट या ओबेसिटी, these things to create a problem takes 10 years time. And once problem is created, that becomes a serious problem. But if you can address those things in first 10 years of a problem, then 99% of the complication can be avoided. And that we can address through model like Jito. But I am 100% sure that only technology will not service, not only in India, throughout the world. We need last mile empathy stores, last mile service stores, where they can provide the proper counseling, and maybe with partnership with local councillor, local panchayat pradhan, local influential people, so that they can make them understand that you go there, they will take care of you properly. Thank you.
Thank you. So I have now the consent of all the panel members. We can stop here. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much to all the panel members for sharing your stories, challenges, and learnings. Your journeys truly embody the spirit of innovation, resilience, and purposeful entrepreneurship. We now request Mr. Archan Deb, Principal Consultant, ICANN Innovation Foundation, IMI Kolkata, to kindly come on stage and present a token of our gratitude to our distinguished panelists. Dr. P.K. Das. Mr. Sandeepan Chattopadhyay. Mr. B.L. Mittal. Miss Jaspreet Kaur. And Dr. Sachin Modgil. May I request all the dignitaries on the stage to kindly come forward for a group photograph.
Thank you, sir. On behalf of IMI Kolkata and ISDSI Global, we express a heartfelt gratitude to each of you for joining us today.
Thank you all for your presence and participation. We look forward to continuing with the spirit of learning and collaboration. May I request all the panelists to kindly take their seats in the audience and enjoy the next part of the day.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It gives me immense pleasure to lead you to the last highlight of the day. We now invite you to immerse yourselves in a captivating cultural program that promises to infuse the evening with vibrance, grace, and celebration, followed by the director's welcome dinner. This segment is truly special and close to our hearts as it embodies the collaborative spirit of the IMI Kolkata family. We'll take a minute to set up the stage.
Check, 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 check. Hey. Check, check. Hey, hey, hey. Check, one, one. Hey. Check, check. Check. Hey, hey. Check. Hello, hello, hello. Check, check, check.